the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Imamo akwaba by Nsem-Pii TV so. Ene obi ene Omanhene atenase ewo ekusi sen dwumadie so ewo Asempa FM. Nene de abusua obi ne Omanhene abro eye enuma bi so yipa na nsem so pa. Nyina fa ECG missing containers ever since a news no beto odwa say ECG over 1,350 missing containers ayira every tema port no na ebesi ne the energy minister John Abdullah Jinapo ene the national security efan chichemu pa pote ana sempote ana ibia ebeto yasum say ECG missing containers so muguso penhwemu no omanya say ana omanwu say ojo honorable John Abdullah Jinapo ene the national security brief here the latest update ECG missing containers both na chai John Abdullah Jinapo betu bia say ECG missing containers kwa kumbi Indian warehouse nene osade betu bia say someone betu bia say wakumbi Indian warehouse no India fobi warehouse no enya no kre na John Abdullah Jinapo debe na opa kire ana debe na onim efa ECG missing containers no nene obi ene Omanhene I go deep into ECG missing containers da contract ne sign any omo boom enam so ama containers we nya free tema port no baby ebi wo any baby a ebi akwahye ene de obi ne Omanhene ashoke John Abdullah Jinapo with latest update on ECG missing containers no yenje bre abusua yenti nsema na obi ne Omanhene ede tu dwa ewo ekusi sen dwumadie so Asempa FM. Now recent quality says 706 containers no yakumbi national security warehouse. Na deben ana ekoso my Ghana no abra NDC amanyoko no eba bem within 3 months per scandals pa ekoso NDC government we and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and second term yenje bre yenti obi ene Omanhene nsema mbi tudwa efa ECG missing
Obi, but what you say, we know, maybe at the right time, but me percent now know that committee and minister T, Omanu same coin.
Yes.
A dear potting and almost about 13-15 recommendations.
Yes.
The minister and observations. Walk us through all. Then we will start going letter to letter, way bill to way bill, and the people who have brought us this far. It is not who has won for the day or who's been shamed for the day. It is how Ghana will come out from this shameful act. Accepting individuals, the companies be a pia yakotum. The SSA man yo show and say baby your port you are the biggest source of electricity free. Now yetimi kura so da yempo da say ECG containers so called ayera. Menya sure say Ghana it's very embarrassing. Men tell on you say you wait them hold them na wa mana yen kran komo na wodi no yentie na yentie ne enfam aba na yenhye minister na chi pampe
we should get to the bottom
of this. Some suggestions and recommendations which I mentioned, but let us know what's the position of that report.
Before I start, Maminka in prior so MP a post to be and I think it's a very reasonable and a sensible
in prior so
MP your friend is saying
Dr. Bakono teacher no you know OPK. Okay.
By the time we are beautiful,
Anna Dominic Bakono teacher in here.
Only Koko Joseph Frimpong.
Yes, Joseph Frimpong.
Only Koko.
Okay.
Enti the post no essentially they say for once on this issue because of the embarrassment that they might have some mine and can for MPP and this in seminar and
completely.
I sometimes wonder why politicians
completely
and people would laugh to the bank, make money. Now NDC and MPP for and you would realize me share a teaser of what we'll be doing as long as posts they call out, you see the NPP guys on social media very excited. Hey, and Adiano, hey, it's NDC for one we Adiano away, NDC for one so hey, Obi no, hey, stomach journalism, hey, equalization, hey, way, inti, Obi any aje. Obi Nswaye Obi attack any other. And I'm like, really? Because I've not even said anything.
Nobody's even
let just something small na micha ede eto. The real story na ewo. And man the say waka. We based on what we know.
Yeah.
We think say yes, the minister took a good initial step by putting the committee together. Committee was a fact-finding committee. But man, based on what we know, we think immediately, said the President of the Republic, a post on Team Forgery press conference. Immediately, I think there should be an immediate, comprehensive forensic audit into this particular issue. The audit should establish the actual numbers we are talking about of containers. Because man, the monies involved, and I would use even committee in Nisika for containers. We are talking in excess of $400 million. Man, $400 million. That money can build your friend is a hospital here.
Rich.
Almost two money. $400 million. And yes, kaketwa. And we should not sit down and allow
the NPP NDC.
Politicians now, the minority, will take over this issue.
No.
The normal MPP NDC. Nobody will be punished. Nothing. Not amount for.
No.
Esre Ecobank. That should not happen.
No, that's why my plea say.
Yes.
We need to understand this matter. What we are continuously pleading is the sector minister.
Yes.
Number 6, JG.
Yes.
Should take up this matter to the next level.
Yes.
Now who said. Container bien hiding ayira intimi so enyira say ayira dia not clearly
there's an
issue over there.
And I'll start with said the committee's report. When this report was handed over to the minister, what we heard from the report and say containers 1,300 and something ayira. But there are some more interesting details in this report. We'll deal with that. The other letters are intercept here, man numbers, all over the place. And NCC so no, okay. And we ground our call for a forensic audit into this matter. Good. I'll start with the committee members. You were Professor Innocent Senyo Kwesi Akwa, or Associate Professor of Procurement and Supply Chain Management at the University of Cape Coast, on chairman. Mr. Noble Yaoche Adonu, or a managing partner, aka and partners, chartered accountant, or a member. Mrs. Vivian Abla Kali, procurement and supply chain professional, or a member. Mr. Abdul Rahim Swala, Chief Revenue Officer, Investigations, Ghana Revenue Authority, or a member. Miss Georgette Emefa Fuga Esquire, Liberty Law Consult, Accra, or a member. Ain't committee in Rio Majuma, sir, and on my note this date, committee was put together on the 31st of January 2025. Dates are very, very important.
31st of January.
31st January this year, 2025. And a committee putting together so Omoejuma. Osha background now, report Neka say the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, Honorable Minister, in a letter dated 31st January 2025, appointed the members of the committee to conduct an investigation into the clearance status of the estimated 2,500 containers, procurement, contract and transactions between ECG and Haptel Limited. This follows a public discussion of the matter after an announcement by the Honorable Minister on the state of the power sector, ECG's procurement issues and the agreement with Haptel, which may not be in the interest of the states. On the scope of work, ascertain the circumstances leading to the hold up of the 2,500 containers at the Tema port. Ascertain. Circumstances containers they call doors in Aka port. Number 2, confirm the contract that resulted in the demurrage containers. Number 3, establish the values of the contract of these demurrages. Number 4, examine ECG's procurement practices, procedures, and processes used for the acquisition of these goods and services. Number 5, review ECG's procurement contract for the supply of goods and services.
Review?
Yes, review. Number 6, submit a report on findings on the above and advise Honorable Minister on optimal procurement practices to prevent inefficiencies and wastages in the future.
Okay.
In this report, in there 3 parts. Number 1, on the containers. And in the Dodua, a report, and why they claim say Ebiaira, and number 1. Number 2, ECG procurement processes. On procurement processes, whether they go by the Public Procurement Act or not, or my review of that. And on number 3, a Haptel contract. But for the purpose of
then concentrate on that.
We'll focus on the containers. And then later we'll come to the other parts. Good.
Yeah.
In the executive summary of key findings in the containers at the port. Number 1.
Okay.
Management negligence caused the hold up of ECG containers at the ports, incurring demurrage to the tune of over 909,578,400 Ghana cedis.
And it talks about management negligence.
Negligence. Good. Because the excuse of lack of funds is not supported by the facts.
Okay.
Lack of funds, because later on in the report, the lecturer said ECG claims no muniska and it contains a good report one or more unclear. Good. Number 2, the committee in its discussions with the directors observed that the issue of over-procurement in ECG was exacerbated when the procurement directorate was merged with the premises and estate directorate in 2023 to become the procurement premises and estate directorate.
What happened to us in
the ECG now, one of the 13 directors, now about a procurement directorate and about estate and premises directorate. But why we don't?
Okay.
We don't know.
Okay.
Good. The director of procurement, premises and estate further admitted during discussions with the committee that majority of the containers held up at the port were procured during his tenure.
Wajitum.
Yes, Wajiatum. According to the report.
So then, who was the director? The measure of 2 positions.
Yes.
Nipa no.
Nipa no ye in charge of premises and estate.
Okay.
On after a director.
Procurement.
Okay. He became the director. But committee now find the day and share report.
Okay. All right.
Good.
But we have the name.
Sure. The director of procurement, premises and estate stated inter alia that indeed ECG procured in excess of its demand, but intimated that this was due to pressure and influence from above.
Okay.
Meaning say ojitu mu say nioma ECG procure na eburu de no mu hia so. But I say
na say na pressure free. Okay.
Esoro kro no. Good. The director of procurement, premises and estate also suggested that this pressure and influence was from the then managing director.
The then managing
director.
So the then managing director, no,
yes. That should be Dubik Mahama. If in 2023 and the decision was taken to merge there, then Dubik was the then.
But if it was the then, why was he taking pressure from him? It was then. He was no more.
Yes.
So what is the issue here?
Why does he think?
Because you are in charge now.
Okay. Because the then managing director, based on the timelines they are dealing with, mind you, Dubik resigned.
Yeah, but
and the director of commercial services was made the acting MD.
Yeah.
We don't know here if a acting MD and as a Dubik.
Okay, good.
Almost the then managing director.
Okay, good.
That this was due to I'll say the then managing director who awarded contract to specific suppliers without subjecting them to competitive processes.
Okay.
Number 6.
So the then is not known.
Yes. Okay. The container hold up situation was created to enable the award of clearing contract to the tune of 159,650,000 Ghana cedis to third-party service providers, even though ECG had a functional shipping unit that is capable of clearing the held-up containers from the port.
They have it.
Yes.
But they chose to bring third parties. But ECG has it.
They are self-declarant. ECG now can clear. They have a unit.
Okay.
The committee is stating, say, based on investigations, they saw, say, almost share dama containers ne car port will be said, private entity.
But they had a functional unit.
A functional unit. Yes, that's what the report says. Number 7. The content of the ECG containers piled up at the port include meters. In the normal containers, meters, conductors, poles, transformers, cables, amongst others. In the normal port, and these are very critical equipment at ECG here.
Port,
yes,
because it can go under pressure from above. JXS.
Yeah, JXS. Good. A clearing contract to the tune of 127,650,000 Ghana cedis was awarded to a company which was not a registered customs house agent. Even though ECG itself is a self-declarant, means the ECG na betima clear omonioma, but omoma company according to the committee, sa company na omonya registered as a customs house agent.
The company didn't buy.
Edino need this, maybe subsequently in the way the company's name will be mentioned. Good. ECG could not account for at least 1,346 containers valued at 489,999,000 in the 489,099,241 and 62 cents.
How many containers on?
1,346.
Okay, this is the committee's report.
Committee's report. Value $489 million.
Okay,
good. Which hold goods of high value, such as transformers. Containers.
Very urgent for the ECG.
Very urgent, very expensive. Number 10. Even though the reason given by ECG for not clearing the containers promptly was due to lack of funds, ECG managed to award a contract to and pre-financed one of the clearing agents, Mint Logistics Limited, with 30 million Ghana cedis.
Are you reading it well?
Yes. Even though the reason given by ECG for not clearing the containers promptly was due to lack of funds, ECG managed to award a contract to and pre-financed one of the clearing agents, Mint Logistics Limited, with 30 million Ghana cedis.
What was the basis for the pre-financing?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Mosika said, yeah, person will clear containers at port.
ECG.
Yes.
They don't have money
to clear. But for the third party contract and your mama car on Fanco clear.
And the third party is what?
Mint Logistics Limited.
Okay. We know the people behind Mint Logistics?
No. And let me add and announce now, sir, we will be filing an RTI request to the Register of Companies. We want to know the directors of this company.
In fact, we want to be sure of the names we have here.
Good.
Yeah.
The directors of this company, the beneficial owners of this company, because said your report where na company no any omunya registered as even a customs house agent, but they were given a contract of that value
and pre-finance.
And subsequently, you would hear the number of containers they were to clear.
Okay.
You hear the number of containers they were to clear.
Okay.
Good. Dawat Bonds Limited fraudulently cleared 47 containers out of the port without following due process of paying duties, taxes to the state. Out of the 47 containers, the company delivered only 46 to ECG. Dawat Bonds Limited is currently demanding an amount of 5,290,000 Ghana cedis from ECG for the services rendered.
For the benefit of your 18, how did they fraudulently? I want to know how did they do it?
The report doesn't give details of what they term fraud. But Sisiano, we've mentioned 2 different companies.
Mints.
One company, Mint Logistics Limited.
And Dawat.
And Dawat Bond.
Okay.
You would later on realize, say, Dawat Bond were given a contract to clear a certain number of containers. And Mint and so were given a contract to clear a certain number of containers.
Dawat, was there anything pre-financing?
No, pre-financing.
Mint, they were.
Mint pre-financing.
Per the report.
Per the report. Unfortunately for you, report in data, the contracts were signed.
Okay.
But at least from Yansu investigations, we know data, these contracts
were signed. Yeah.
Good. Also, the container hold up situation was created to. No, I think I've read this one. This fraudulent clearance of 47 containers implies that Dawat Bond Limited evaded duties and taxes to the tune of 4,799,763 Ghana cedis and 43 pesos. In the Dawat and also company, would also be filing a request on them. Also, who are the owners, who are the directors of this particular company? Very, very important. Na yetimi ehu. One other thing, and subsequently, we would ask that question, Oman, say, they were given specific contracts to clear containers. Mint Logistics